Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all. Ding! So that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I highly appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you. So who knows who the rapper JAY59 is? The Tulare, it's Tulare County Soul Gang, Norte Gang, right? The Tulare County rapper who kind of went semi-viral, man, a little bit famous after all these years of doing what he does, right? No disrespect to the vato. And this video is not intended to disrespect him whatsoever. But this guy's been in the game for a minute, man, and he kind of went semi-viral for being in Norteno that, in fact, did pull up to Los Angeles during the riots that they just happened, or that they just had. With all the pressure mounting, with all the people feeling the way they do about the immigration reform, about immigration, about what's literally going on in them streets right now, man. This Tulare County Norteno decided to pull up to Los Angeles and involve himself in what was going on out there. Okay, there was a lot of people protesting, and it went different ways. There was people doing peaceful protesting, waving flags, letting their words be heard, doing it the right way, marching, standing their ground. I appreciate and respect everyone who did that, man. They did that for their own cause, whether it was for their family, whether it's to be a part of unity, to be a part of the people out there striving and struggling together, to show up, to pull up. That vato did that. You cannot take that away from him. Now, there was a video that was put out by JAY59, Renegade Media, J-Hands, right? Whatever name you want to call him. And immediately in his video, he started talking about that this guy was doing it for the clout. That this guy went down there waving the Huelga bird flag, flamed up as a Norteño, representing the Northern cause in LA for just clout, just to get some video clips to show that he was down there doing something. Because at that time, there was a lot of other rappers pulling up. We see Lefty Gunplay pull up. We see a lot of known podcasters pull up. There was people that this was their backyard. Why not? Right? Why not show some unity? Why not show some direction? And they were doing that, right? But Jay didn't make a video about them doing that. Instead, he went to making a video about a Norteño from his own area, Tulare County, from Porterville, right? Poros. I got a big history with Poros. You know, one of my exes is from Poros, my ex-wives. And so we used to go down to Poros all the time, man. Go pop out. At that time, I was an active Norteño, so it was love, right? There was a gang of homies there. I always got a gang of respect, a gang of love. There was a couple times, was Krakens that popped off. But more times than none, it was all love. Shout out to Varia Central Poros, where she's from. And we went to go post up either there or in the Tulare res, you know, and I've done some videos on that with the natives. And there was a lot of Norteños that posted up on that res. So it was always all good. So I know about Porterville. Okay, Poros is a smaller town in, of course, Tulare County. Not as small as Pixley, where Tommy Guns is from, but, you know, small nevertheless. So this guy, JAY59, is a certified Norteño rapper, you know, from Tulare County, from Porterville. He's been doing it for a very long time. He got controversial maybe about a year back, a couple years ago, where he got in all blue and he was telling people that he was now representing the Soul Gang, right? He was representing Southsiders. And people immediately took to the internet and said, wow, he switched up. What do you think about this? I remember I didn't do a video on it because I knew better than that. There was no way that someone that popular in his area, someone that's been doing it for that long and has respect like he does, would just switch up. It doesn't happen that way. Okay? There have been guys that have been known to switch up while in prison, or maybe in a smaller vaudeville, or maybe have some history way back in the days of being something and then coming out as something else. But at the end of the day, man, it just a popularized, and of course, that's in Northern California. He's known in Northern California. He's not known in Southern California, right? Of course, he's not going to just fucking switch up. To do so is basically certainly death, right? Now, you know, as much as Norteños and Southsiders hate the opposition, which is now the opposition being non-active Norteños, dropouts or whatever, you can only imagine someone just playing for the whole, just someone going from the Giants to the Dodgers like that, right? It's not going to happen. Doesn't happen frequently. If it does, and there has been things in the past. There was a guy named Asha Lee, right? Lizard, who was actually from Long Beach in Southern California, and a lot of people know his story. He did defect, go to Northern California, man, got incarcerated in San Quentin prison and decided to switch on up, and he ended up becoming part of a Northern organization, and that is that. He's no longer here with us, man. He died, and that's that. So I never bought that line, hook, line, and sinker that Doc 9 had switched up to be a Southsider. But if he did, or if that was his choice, then that's that man's choice. Can't no one sway or change his thing. Anyways, he decides to go to LA a few weeks ago when all the things were happening. I call them the riots because it ended up becoming a riotous situation, okay? There was a lot of rocks thrown. There was a lot of people that were going against the police officers. There was cars being burned. There was a lot of force, okay? Some people were doing it because they were truly mad. They were truly upset. I get it now. I didn't get it then. When it was happening, I was pretty ashamed of the people, and I thought that there was going to be nothing would come of it but grief, repercussions. You know, you can't go out throwing rocks at cops. You can't go out, you know, burning shit up, destroying property, looting, all that without some type of repercussion. Okay, now we're seeing people being picked out of that process. So people that were actually seen on camera are now getting snatched up if they were doing anything illegal, like throwing rocks. You know, there's a semi-famous TikToker, Junior, man, that people are going around making free Junior t-shirts, and they're talking a lot about him. And he actually was caught on camera throwing rocks at police officers during this whole thing, right? And he's now sitting in the county jail facing federal charges because of this. So a lot of people will suffer the repercussions for their actions. That's just part of life. Will that dude get out? I don't know. It's a federal case, man. Most people don't beat federal cases, right? Unless your name's Pete Diddler. So I just don't know exactly what's going to happen with that guy. But at the end of the day, we will see. You know, do the Mexicans have it bad right now? Everybody has it bad right now. The Mexicanos, the brown people, period, the white people, the black people, everyone has it bad in this day and age, man, because it's gone more so into just questionable and talking about things into actually literally targeting people for all the wrong reasons, you know, and I don't agree with it. Doesn't matter who anyone voted for, myself or anyone else. I don't agree with targeting people because of their skin color. I don't believe in targeting people because of their accent or the way they talk. I don't believe in that shit. You know, you better get your evidence together and figure it out before you come approach a motherfucker like me asking for an ID or a motherfucking birth certificate, because I might not have it on me that day, because ¿sabes qué? I might not feel like carrying a big old piece of papel around, and I'm not Wes Watts. I'm not sticking it in my ass. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. Anyway, this guy, Doc 9, this rapper from Puerto Rico, this Norteño, this active Norteño rapper who doesn't hide the fact that that's what he is, decides to go to Los Angeles, decides to pull up. And yes, he did pull up in Northern fashion. Okay, I remember seeing the pictures and the video was a little questionable. Like, damn, this Vato pulled up with the Huelga bird flag, red rags on, you know, because the Norte raised me, Norte raised. He was representing where he was from. He had no issues out there. Okay, now you would think, hey, going to Southern California, representing like that, there's going to be issues. But a lot of people don't understand the get down. The get down is this. There's a lot of Southsiders in the Los Angeles area, the Valle, so many different places that don't even care, nor do they know what a Norteño is. Their enemigos are the next street over, and it's always been like that for decades. Just now, because of social media and because of homies that are going in and out of prison, they're learning what a Norteño is. But prior to the internet, prior to going to prison, a lot of guys never even heard the word Norteño. It was always like a unicorn or a mythical creature. If they had familia from up north, which a lot of dudes from Southsiders and a lot of dudes from down south do, you know, I got family from down south. That makes them having family from up north, and they got a gang of more family from up north than I do from down south, right? But it just is the way it is. It all evens out because it's familia, period, over everything. Unless you fucking go to Compton, then it's their body over you, right? But whatever. So now this guy decides to pull up to Los Angeles, and JAY59, right, who is a pretty popular content creator, man, whose voice is now being heard everywhere because he puts it out everywhere, right? Just like anyone else. And he's entitled to do whatever videos he wants to do. You know, I finally came to the understanding with Jay about this, or of Jay about that. I haven't talked to the dude, right? Do whatever the fuck you're going to do. That's your life, your videos. I respect it. Do your thing, homie. You know, you can't cry spilt milk when the milk is spilt. There's nothing that man could do or say that he hasn't already disrespected or said already. So what's the difference, right? Do I condone it or push that issue? Nah, it's nothing. I ain't got no issue with that, dude. I'm just saying, ponte trucha. That's it. There. I gave you my fucking little bit of knowledge you couldn't get in college. So he does a video on this dude, Doc. And Doc feels disrespected because in the midst of doing this video, you know, Jay's talking about he was just doing it for the popularity, for the views, for the clout, for the whatever, right? Who knows? But we're going to hear it in Doc 9's words right now, how he feels and why he did it. So let's get to that.
I didn't do it for the people, bro. I went out there to risk my life to get killed on some stupid shit. I did it for the clout, bro. I did it for the couple thousand views. Put my life on the line for a couple thousand views. That's what I did it for. Yeah. Fucking game goofball ass niggas like that video I posted saying, oh, I'm a Southsider now. Y'all should buy my music. Like, really, motherfucker? Like, really, bro? I've been in the game for a long time. Been around for a long time. Well respected in a lot of places. Hated in a lot of places. But hated because he can't beat me. Cloud chasing, bro? Come on, my God. I'm a grown-ass man, man. It's for the people. I'm for the people. People for me. It's for the people, bro. It's for my raza. It's for my field working families. My family that crossed the border, that sacrificed, crossing the desert, risking their lives, cousins that died. That's what I did it for. Fuck the cloud. Fuck JAY59.
Okay, so you guys heard it there yourselves, man. That's what he did it for. Okay. See, a lot of people will see something and try to make a story out of it. Anything, right? You know, when I first seen this Norteno go down there, I could have jumped on the airwaves like, oh, Norteno is in Southern California, waving the flag, disrespecting the Southsiders. But that's not what I seen there. What I seen there was a guy that had his reason, whatever reason it was, to go down there and to represent like everyone else would. And he wasn't the only one that pulled up. There was a lot of other people that pulled up. He was just the one most visual because of the way he displayed his colores, right? His colors. But you heard it in his own voice, man. He didn't go out there for clout or for views. And there's going to be a lot of people, yeah, right. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, right? But I would expect if something real big went down in Northern California for a lot of the raza from down in Southern California to come represent too, to show up. You know, when you're truly, truly vested into the brown people, into what's really going on, and you get a grip and an understanding of exactly how it is, they're not targeting North. They're not targeting South. They don't give a fuck about what color you wear, right? This is what's getting targeted, minus the tattoos, because that's green, right? But you know what I mean? But they're trying to target the brown at this point, or so it seems. Okay, so it seems, especially on the West Coast where brown is the majority of immigrants. Now, I had to get into that argument the other day with a lot of people. They were like, it's not just Mexicans. It's not just men. You're right. You're 100% right. I agree with you. Shit, you're on my side of the fence. I mean, I agree. It's not just Mexicans. It's Haitians and Iranians and Somalians and Russians and Ukrainians and anyone who doesn't have the right paperwork and their paperwork ain't in order. If you happen to get snatched up, you're probably going to get snatched back. And that's just the truth, right? But being on the West Coast, the best coast, shout out to the East, but you know, over here, we're the beasts. We're going to see a lot of brown people, Hondurans, right? Guatemalans, Guatemaltecos, Nicaraguans, Central America, Southern, South America, Mexicans, all that, Salvadorianos, right? How do you say it? Salvadorianos, Doritos, whatever you see, right? El Salvadorians, they're going to be snatched up. And that's what we're seeing. So as brown people, we're feeling some type of way. Okay, so when the thing was going down in Los Angeles, there was a lot of unity going on down there. There was a lot of people that were not seeing any other color but brown. Now, of course, people represent their barrios. You always are going to represent your barrio. That's the way we were raised. That's the way we're bred, representing our hood. There's even ex-Norteños like myself that are no longer representing the Norteño cause, no longer representing the Southern cause or anything like that, right? But still got a lot of love for the hood. Still got a lot of love for where we come from and where we bled, the concrete from which we rose, right? And the dirt to which we bled on. So you can take the gangster out the Vadu, but you never could take the Vadu out the gangster, or even a regular man that grew up. There's always going to have love for his area. That's it, period, right? When people say 209, I'm like, what? Right? I'm tripping. Even though I shouldn't be, I'm a grandpa and a father and all that, but still, it's hard to let that shit go. Now, I understand what JAY59 was getting at. He was trying to show, like, oh, this guy is just a Clout. And to me, he seems like any type of Norteno or any type of Southsider that's doing anything positive or trying to do anything good, like this man wants to shut him down, or say they're doing it for a whole different reason. Because look, Holmes, you got, I said that I did this one on Little Thor the other day. You got to let it go. Just let it go, homie. You know, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't be saying, hey, I'm against everything that they stand for. I'm this, and disrespecting them daily. And then at the same time, feeling some type of way when someone says something bad about the North. You're not that no more. Just let that go. You know, I hear a lot of the videos. It's we used to do this. We used to do that. You are not we. You are I, and I am him. I'm Slim with the tilted brim. What's that motherfucker's name? Gun doggy roof, right? You're not that anymore, bro. You're not an active gang member. You're no longer welcome. So the best thing to do is just let it go. Stop saying the word we. Stop hating on the next man that's still doing that. See, I never got it. I never got when dudes that fall off, drop out, no longer push back, whatever, no longer a part of the game, no matter the way you got there, whether it was getting whacked, whether it was fucking just rolling it up, whether it was getting removed, whatever the fucking, however you got there, right? It's all the same. It's all looked at the same. You know, I see a lot of guys, I didn't roll it myself. I didn't roll it up, man. I didn't fucking piece it. Look, don't matter. This is the side you chose. This is the side you're on. However you got there, say you got there. Palabra, right? So now you have to embrace and understand that you are not a homie no more. The homies don't like you, and you don't have to like them or not like them, right? But if they're not disrespecting you consistently, what are you doing disrespecting them? You already know what time it is with their headpiece. When they see you, they got you. You should feel the same type of way without having to do all the disrespect. So to say that this guy Doc 9 was fake, he told you in his own words right there why he did it. He has family that crossed the border. He has family that's going through hardships. He did it to represent his people. Now, according to Jay, he did it for clout and for views. I don't know what clout, what that was going to do for this guy, because it doesn't matter. Just because he went down there, Southern California people, which is the majority fan base for a lot of music, they're not going to just buy his album because he came and waved a flag and threw a couple rocks. If he threw rocks, I'm not saying he did, allegedly. What I'm saying is, I think this guy did it for whatever he said he did it for. And rather than jump to conclusions and say that he did it for clout, we need to do our homework better as content creators, as people that are putting people's names out there, and really vet shit and see why he did it. Now, the man said it right there, so there's no denying, you know, but there's always going to be people with an opinion. You know, when you have a pretty big YouTube channel, you could kind of steer that narrative, right? However you want it. To me, it's like fear-mongering type shit. It's like the big news media that fear-mongers people. They tell people something that people start believing the bullshit, right? Rather than the truth, because the truth ain't as dramatic as the bullshit, if you know what I'm saying. And it happens in all aspects of life. So it's the same thing right here on YouTube content creation. When you're talking about another gang member, someone you don't have interaction with, someone you don't fucking break bread with, someone that you know doesn't like you and you don't care for him, then you can't tell the people exactly what he did and why he did that. That's just your honest opinion. You don't know. We're going to hit it one more time why he did it. We're going to let him speak in his own words. He's addressing the JAY59. And again, there's no hate to JAY59. I did a video the other day about a woman that had a message to him. This one I seen popped up. I was like, let me see what's up. Let's get to it.
I didn't do it for the people, bro. I went out there to risk my life to get killed on some stupid shit. I did it for the cloud, bro. I did it for the couple thousand views. Put my life on the line for a couple thousand views. That's what I did it for. Yeah. Fucking game goofball ass niggas, like that video I posted saying, oh, I'm a Southsider now, y'all should buy my music. Like, really, motherfucker? Like, really, bro? I've been in the game for a long time. Been around for a long time. Well respected in a lot of places, hated in a lot of places, but hated because it can't be me. But cloud chasing, bro, come on, my God. I'm a grown-ass man, it's for the people. I'm for the people. People for me, it's for the people, bro. It's for my raza, it's for my field working families, my family that crossed the border, that sacrificed, crossing the desert, risking their lives, cousins that died. That's what I did it for. Fuck the Clout. Fuck JAY59.
With that being said, man, there's nothing more I could pretty much say. You know, he said it all, man. I want to say this to Jay, my own personal message, man. You know, as a content creator, we should know better. You know, the disrespect, the speaking on people's neighborhoods and barrios, all that shit, man, needs to be let go of because it's not the right thing to do. Now, do your own content. Say what you want to say. You could do that, and I'll be a certified torta pounder. I'm all right, man. You know, I won't suffer the repercussions you do for whatever you say, just like you won't for mine. But come on, my guy. Like the guy said, man, you know, just don't assume, because assuming only makes what? An ass out of you. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. And I will say this, with issues like this, when it comes to immigration and people getting snatched up and people out there defending the raza and all that, you know, it shouldn't be about gangbanging and clout and views. It should be about the real. You know, that goes out to everyone. This is the gun. Bang, bang.